I guess I'm wanting to know is, can we identify?
I guess you can't. I guess you
really,
can't.
Because I mean, it's all opinion of whether like that was karma that happened or if it was just.
I guess you can't.
Yeah.
Because I can't find an argument to actually like test if karma's real.
Mhm.
You know.
Okay.
And be like and have like a confident answer.
How's it going, guys? Doing all right? You guys got time for a short interview?
Yes, we do.
Yes?
We do have a time for a short interview.
Awesome. All right. So, are you guys okay if I record it? Awesome. All right. What's your name?
Conor Houston.
Connor?
Yes, sir.
All right. Eddie?
Maddie.
Maddie?
Mhm.
All right. Connor and Maddie. So let me. How do you spell M-A-D-D-I-E?
M-A-D-D-I-E. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Surprised you got that. Usually people don't.
My 2-year-old's named Maddie, so.
Oh, okay.
Cool. All right. So let me tell you a little bit what I'm doing out here. I have a hobby where I have I have interviews with random people, and you guys get to pick what it's about. I just ask questions and about a belief that you have. So you guys can pick a belief if you really think it's true. That tends to be more interesting, and I ask questions to understand what you believe, why you believe it, and how you determined that it's true. So it could be a little tricky with two people because your answers might affect each other.
Now you go first.
No, you go first.
So, but you can kind of give it some thought. If you're not sure exactly what you want to pick, I have
Could you give me some
some
examples?
Sure. So, a lot of people like to talk about karma. They believe karma is real and happening. Some people have talked about their horoscope. I think my horoscope predicts my day.
Oh yeah. I don't believe it. Yeah.
I believe that prayer works. I believe in a God.
Mm-hmm.
I believe aliens are out there. I believe ghosts, stuff like that, supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
But it can really be anything. I think the best conversations are the ones that like are tied to your identity. So, let's say you wake up tomorrow and you don't have that belief anymore. It might change your actions or the way you live your life or something like that. So you can get a little more time to think about it because I have a couple thought exercises first.
All right.
If you want. Okay. All right. So first thought exercise, I'm going to give you 3 claims, and you are going to tell me how confident you are that they're true from a scale of 0 to 100%. So 0 is like I have no confidence, that I have all doubt, that's true. I don't believe it at all. 100% meaning, and I have no questions, all confidence, that is true. I can't be wrong about it. All right, so the 3 claims are, I own a car, I own a Ferrari, and I own a space shuttle.
Okay.
What would you say your confidence on those 3 claims are?
On a car, 90%.
Okay.
A Ferrari, I gotta look you up now. Okay. Ferrari, I'm gonna give you like 60.
60.
Seem
Okay.
like you know what you're doing.
All
Nice
right.
little camera. Space shuttle, 0%.
0%. Okay. Let's go with the middle ground, the 60% one. What would you have to see to raise your confidence that I own a Ferrari?
Maybe something like an expensive accessory, maybe.
Okay. So, if I had like Oakley glasses, or if I had
Maybe a
fat
gold
like
watch.
a grill or something.
Maybe something like that.
Okay. What would you have to see to lower your confidence that I have a Ferrari?
Maybe like a mat and like a grocery bug or like a
buggy.
Yeah, buggy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what would get you to that like 90% or up category that I have a Ferrari?
Maybe if you were like sharply dressed.
Okay. So if I came in like looking pristine,
Yeah, like
you would be 90% confident that I own a Ferrari?
yeah. I feel like I would.
Okay. Is there anything that would get you to 100%? Meaning, I cannot be mistaken about this.
No.
You were wearing like a full Ferrari jumpsuit, like Adidas, like, because they have those.
Oh, okay, so like,
Yeah, they have like Ferrari jumpsuits.
interesting. Okay. All right. So that was the first thought exercise. Second one involves some Tic Tacs.
All right.
Would you agree that the amount of whole Tic Tacs in this container is either even or odd, and it cannot be both?
You got a point. It can't be both.
Well, would you agree that it cannot be both?
Yes,
Yes.
I will agree that it cannot be both.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's say that you guessed that it was even and I guessed it was odd.
Mhm.
And we popped it open, poured it all out, counted it up, and it was 18. Would you agree that you were correct and I was mistaken?
Mhm.
Okay.
Or mistaken, or like, yeah.
Okay. My guess was mistaken. Yeah. So, what would you say is your confidence level that you could guess whether it's even or odd?
What would make me think it was even? Or
No,
my-
I'm
my
saying-
Like the
level?
percentage?
Yeah, 0 to 100%. Where's your
50.
confidence that you could guess?
Actually,
Like
55.
50. Mine's like 50-50 because it could be me.
50-50?
Yeah, 50-50.
Okay. If I were to put some money on the table and say, if you could accurately guess what it is, even or odd, like let's say I'll give you like $10,
If I guess it,
would you be more confident or less confident?
I'd feel a little bit more confident.
Okay. So if I added more money to it, would you be even more confident? Let's say I'll give you $1,000 if you could guess. Would that raise your confidence in your ability to guess correctly?
I don't think it would raise my ability, but I feel like it would make me want to think about it a lot harder. So I feel like no.
Okay. So you're saying,
Like the amount of money that the more amount of money is not going to change like whether I know or not. It's just going to make me want to.
you like hope
Yeah,
that you get
hoping.
it?
Yeah, hoping that I get it right. But whether it doesn't change because it's still 50-50 because I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was the second thought exercise. So now you get to pick a belief that you really think is true, and I'll just ask questions.
All right. You want to help me out here?
Mm,
Do we have any true belief?
I don't think karma's real.
Hmm.
Karma?
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
I do.
I feel like it can't. Yeah, I feel like karma's real.
Okay. Let's start the timer. So, where would you say you are on the confidence scale that karma is real and happening on that 0 to 100%?
Maybe a 60%.
Oh, I'm gonna go a lot higher. I was gonna be like 75.
Okay. So, when I ask these questions, try to think in your head what your answer is going to be, and try not to let the other person like
Okay.
affect your answer.
Okay.
What's the main reason you are 60%, and what's the main reason you are 75%?
Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Go for it. I feel like it's like 60. It's close. I feel like it's 60 because, I mean, you see a lot of good things happen to bad people, and you see a lot of bad things happen to good people. So I mean, I feel like you can't be really 100% sure. I mean, because I know a lot of bad people that do a lot of good things, but I mean, nothing doesn't mean anything good's happening for them. A lot of really good people that do a lot of good things, but bad things still happen to them.
Okay. What would raise your confidence in karma that, like, to a 90% confidence? What would you have to see or experience?
Probably. To raise my confidence, see if it was real.
To believe that it was real and happening.
What would I have to see?
Yeah.
Like maybe you see someone robbing somebody and they're running away through traffic and a car hits them.
That's good. That's a good one. Okay. Okay. And so you're a little higher. You're at 75%.
Mm-hmm. I say higher because I've experienced it before.
Okay. So, can you give me the best example of where you saw karma was happening?
I used to be really mean,
Okay.
and and like I was really unhappy, and now I've changed my ways and I'm a lot like nicer and have a more positive outlook, and so I'm a lot happier, and I think that shows that, like, what you put out you get in.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you guys think that karma is more about what you put out and what you get in, like an internal system, or do you think it's like an external system where it's more like that robber that he did something bad and something bad happened to him?
I feel like it's external because I feel like it's like a right place, wrong time, or wrong place, right time.
Okay.
Maybe like, for example, like, say you were on the flight to 9/11 and it got canceled, or say you were late by 5 minutes to class, but there was a wreck right in front of you.
Okay.
So I feel
So
like you can't really do anything
yeah.
to affect that.
So if you saw a robbery and the guy's running away and he's running through traffic and he didn't get hit by a car, would you be less confident that karma was working?
I feel like I would.
But if it did,
But
you
it
did
could
get
happen
hit.
later. So I think mine would say the same if I saw that and it didn't happen. Because, like, maybe, like, in a little while, like, something else happens bad for him and there's his karma.
So there's not
There's not a time limit.
time limit. Okay, no time limit. Okay, and let's just say hypothetically that karma as an outside force is not happening and it's not a thing. How would you go about identifying that?
Maybe you probably look to like a higher belief, like someone you worship, or I guess someone that's like oversees your belief or religion, to maybe have an effect on that.
What do you mean by that? Do you mean
If you feel like if you didn't believe in karma, I guess you feel like maybe the God you worshipped, or maybe he had a say in what would happen, what had happened.
Oh, okay. So let me repeat the question again. If you assumed that karma was not actually happening, let's just pretend it's not a thing.
How would you prove that?
How would you identify it? How would you discover that it's not happening?
I don't want to say I'd go do a whole lot of bad things and see what happens to me, but, like,
I feel like that's the only way you could find out.
yeah, or like do a whole bunch of good things, I guess, and see what you get back. Kind of hard. Cause, like,
Maybe
you said, there's
donate
no
to
time limit.
donate
Right.
to a bunch of charities and see.
So it could be like 20 years down the road, and then something happens to you, and it's because you did something really bad 20 years before.
So if there's no time limit on it, it becomes harder. You're saying it becomes harder to test because you don't know when it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we don't know how to identify if karma is not happening, is it possible that it's just actually not true, and we just don't know it?
I feel like
Yeah.
it's definitely a possibility.
Okay. So like in that example where the robber's getting away and he gets hit by a car, it's possible that was just
It just happened.
Chance.
Right
Yeah.
time, wrong place, wrong time.
interesting. Okay.
It's making me like rethink like my belief in karma. Right. Yeah. I feel. I guess you'd just be like, man, that's tough. That's unfortunate.
Mm. So on the flip side, let's say that it may be the case that was just chance.
Mm-hmm.
But in your case, when you're just kind of mean to people, and then you change that, and you were nice to people, you saw that immediate effect that you were happier. That seems to be more like an internal system.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm pretty confident that if I went to a party and I just was rude to everyone and like spilt everything and like just didn't care, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't get invited back to a party.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be like an internal system.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I could test that.
Yeah, because it can be controlled.
Right. So like if you did an experiment, let's
Mm-hmm.
say next week you went back to your old ways and you're just mean to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, let's see if it changes. Let's see if, you know,
Yeah.
if I'm happier or if people treat me differently. So you could test that. But on the flip side, that outside force may not be a way to test that.
I feel like to test like an external force.
Yeah. So
Well, I mean, I guess since we don't really have control,
control
we don't
over
really
it,
have
so you don't
control
really-
over it. So I feel like it's in everybody else's hands because you know what I mean.
Hmm.
That person who hit the robber wasn't expecting to hit the robber. So I mean,
Okay. So you're saying that if you were in control, you could test it, but if you're not in control, you can't test it. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, that's basically
Yeah,
what I'm saying. I
pretty
feel like
much.
there's no way you really test something that you can't control.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thought. Okay. So would you say you can control gravity?
No.
No.
Would you say that you could test gravity?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh shoot.
What do you mean?
You can't control gravity, you can test it. Well, you just said if you can't control it, you can't test it.
I feel that, but I understand like what he's saying, but I feel like you can't test like when it happens, like gravity's happening to everybody. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like, say like back to the robber, like, I mean he couldn't have controlled. He went in knowing he was gonna rob somebody, but he can't control anything that happens after he robs somebody. So I feel like whether say he had been planning it out, he's like, I'm gonna test this out, see how it works. He like walks, see how it's gonna look. He's gonna rob someplace. He goes there, everything's planned out perfect. He gets there, executes it, and on the way out, he gets hit by a car. There's no way he could have prepared for it. Like, there's no preparation for something you can't control.
Yeah. So he can't
I feel like,
necessarily.
I guess what I'm saying is like, there's no way you can prepare for karma. Like, you can't really just.
Okay. Yeah, that might be a different question though. Whether we can prepare for karma. I guess I'm wanting to know is, can we identify?
I guess you can't. I guess
Yeah,
you
really-
can't.
Because I mean, it's all opinion of whether like that was karma that happened or if it was
Yeah.
just
I guess you can't.
yeah.
Because I can't find an argument to actually like test if karma's real.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
and be like and have like a confident answer.
So like in the same way, we have a way to test whether it's even or odd. We can pop it open, pour it out.
Mhm.
But until we do that,
You won't. Yeah.
we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there may be some other ways, like take pictures.
Yeah.
But okay, so I guess my next question, the last question, would be: for the beliefs that we have that we can't test, should we ever be highly confident in them?
I guess you shouldn't. I mean,
Hmm.
that's a really good question.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I feel like a lot of beliefs are grown like from a young age. So I
Mhm.
feel like
It's just what you know,
It's
then
just
you
what
believe
you-
into it.
yeah, I guess what you grow up seeing is really like your environment is really what you're gonna like believe, and I guess that's what causes so much. Because everyone has their own beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I guess you just believe what you believe, and I feel like you shouldn't.
Yeah, if
I guess you should always-
If you believe it though, then like you shouldn't question it.
I feel like
know?
you should always be confident if you
Mhm.
believe in something, but then again, you always need to realize that there's always other possibilities.
Okay. So, should you always be confident if someone tells you they own a space shuttle? Why not?
Because the chances are high that they don't.
Is it because that's like super rare and like testable? Or is it why can't you
It's
just
just super rare.
Yeah.
It's really rare. You mean you just
Okay.
you gotta have a lot of things to own a space shuttle.
Okay. So if I like decided I'm going to be like super confident in all my beliefs, whether they can be tested or not, just because I was raised that way or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
do you think I'm going to run into trouble, or do you think that...
I thought you're gonna run into trouble because you don't have an open mind.
Okay. Cool.
Man, that was
That
mind
was a
opening.
good conversation.
That was really mind opening.
No problem,
Yeah.
guys.
All right.
Man, well, I appreciate it, Eddie.
Thanks, guys.
You have a
Thank
good one,
you.
man.
Have a good day.
Have a good one. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.